If God knows everything, past, present, and future, and if he is all-powerful, then he knew exactly what was going to happen in the Garden of Eden. He knew the serpent was going to trick Eve. He knew Adam would eat the fruit, and he knew humanity would fall. So, here is the ultimate question that has puzzled philosophers and theologians for centuries. Why didn't God just stop the serpent? If he had the power to protect them, why did he let the deception happen? Today, we are diving deep into the profound reasons behind this mystery. Let's look at the cold truth behind why the fall was allowed to happen. The first and perhaps most crucial reason is free will. When God created human beings, he didn't want to make robots. He didn't want puppets that were pre-programmed to obey him without question. Think about it this way. The tree of the knowledge of good and evil, along with the presence of the serpent, served as a test. But why a test? Because for obedience to actually mean something, there has to be a choice to disobey. True love, loyalty, and faith cannot exist without freedom. If God had stepped in and forced the serpent away, or if he had made it impossible for Adam and Eve to sin, their goodness wouldn't be real. It would just be forced coding. God valued human free will so much that he allowed the risk of them making the wrong choice, because that was the only way their love for him could ever be genuine. The second reason is that God was operating on a much grander timeline. He allowed a temporary brokenness to ultimately display a much greater glory. Before the world was even formed, God knew humanity would fall, but he also already had the cure. If sin had never entered the world, we would know God as our creator, and we would know him as our provider. But we would never truly understand some of his most beautiful attributes: his grace, his mercy, and his unconditional love. The deception in the garden set the stage for the ultimate story of redemption. It paved the way for a savior to enter human history, to rescue a broken world, and to show that God's ability to heal and restore is vastly superior to the serpent's ability to destroy. The shadow of the fall was allowed so that the light of redemption could shine brighter than ever before. Finally, we have to look at our own limitations. As humans, we view time linearly, and we see events in isolation. When we look at the story of Genesis, we see a tragedy, a single moment where everything went wrong. But God sees the entire tapestry of history from beginning to end all at once. What looks like a failure on the surface was actually a piece of a much larger puzzle. God can use a temporary evil to bring about an eternal, ultimate good. Just because we cannot fully comprehend the mind of the Almighty doesn't mean there isn't a perfect design behind the silence in the garden. So why didn't God stop the serpent? Not because he was powerless, and not because he didn't care. He didn't stop the serpent because he chose to respect the freedom he gave us, and because he knew that his ultimate plan of love and redemption would win in the end. What do you think about this? Does the concept of free will change how you look at the story of Adam and Eve? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this deep dive, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss our next video. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next one.